Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I'm your boy Big Al Better. We got our NBA picks video for you guys today. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome on in. I do appreciate you being here. Basically, the way we do it, we go through the full slate of games. I give you guys my lean on the over/under and the spread, and then I usually give you guys out a player prop I like for the game, or just some sort of prop. Like sometimes we'll take a team total over something like that. But anyway, there's a huge slate of games today. Where we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games today. Massive slate of games for this Tuesday, March 3rd. So without wasting too much time, we're going to hop right into it. We have been hitting a little over 50% on the hit rate lately, so it's been somewhat profitable. And then I put out a short every single day with our locks of the day. The lock of the day, we're on a six in a row win streak right now with it, so that puts us at 8-3 since the All-Star break. So it's been a pretty good run for us here on the channel. Anyway, yeah, without wasting too much time, let's go and hop into it. First game of the day should be a banger. We got the Pistons at the Cavs. We saw this game a couple days ago. Obviously, the Cavs didn't have Harden or Donovan Mitchell. They don't have Donovan Mitchell again, but Harden should be playing in this one. Spread's 2.5. Cavs are underdogs at home. I like the Pistons in this spot. We're just going to take them. I know it's going to be up in the air. They won by 3 in that overtime game, and then they've been handling business aside from that. Obviously, the Pistons are a really good team right now. So give me the Pistons here, minus 2.5. I just think that they played in that overtime game, and I get you didn't have Harden, but they were able to cover that one. And Cade fouled out before overtime even happened. So I think the Pistons here in this one, I think they get the job done again. So I like a minus 2.5. And we just don't really get this good of a number with a team like the Pistons very often. So I'm going to take it. I almost was on the Cavs plus 2.5, especially with Harden being there. But ultimately, I'm just going to stick with the Pistons. And if, that's kind of where I'm at. As far as an over-under is concerned, I like the under here. They would not have hit this number if they had not gone to overtime in the last game. They got to 241 even with overtime. So they were I don't see them getting over here. This should be like a playoff game. It should be really intense. So I like the under here, and the Pistons play really good defense. As far as a player prop I like in this one, I like Jarrett Allen for 18 points. He had this against them last time, and he's been just popping off pretty much all of February. Jarrett Allen was like a lock to get to 20 points. So give me Jarrett Allen for 18 points. It feels like a great spot, especially this time with Harden in there to dish him the rock. I think it's a good spot for us. Moving on, we got the next game. We got the Mavs taking on the Hornets. Spread is 12.5. We're going to be on the Hornets here, minus 12.5. We've loved the Hornets. They've been covering for us left, right, and center all over the place. They cover this number against bad teams, and then when they play good teams, there's normally like a 2.5 or 3.5, or they're underdogs, and even when they lose, they keep it close. So I like the Hornets here at home, minus 12.5. Over-under set 231.5. We're going to be on the over. The Mavs don't really stop anybody. The Hornets should be able to get whatever they want at home. And then as long as the Mavs get to like 100, I think we're going to be okay on this one. So I like the over 231.5 here. It feels like a great spot. And then as far as a player prop in this one, I like Con Knuppel for 20 plus points. It's always kind of a toss up between him, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, who's going to have the big day. But Con's been playing great basketball, and like I said, I just like it here. Con Knuppel for 20 points, especially if we think it's going to be a high-scoring game where the Hornets going to get to 130 points or something like that. I don't see why Con can't go get 20 of those. He splash a couple threes, make a couple free throws, and we're pretty much knocking on the door. So anyway, that's what I like there. Moving on to the next game, we got the Wizards taking on the Magic. This is another massive spread, 15.5 points. Over/under set at 227.5. We're going to be on the Magic here, minus 15.5. The Wizards, obviously, just not a good team. They're still hurt. They don't have a bunch of their players. The Magic fairly healthy, and just obviously they're one of the dominant teams in this league. They're the six or the 7 in the East. Obviously they're coming off that game. I thought they were going to pull the upset against the Pistons, and then the Pistons stormed back in that game on Sunday. But anyway, yeah, give me the Magic here, minus 15.5. I know it's a big number, but I can't lay 15.5 with the Wizards. That's just too many points for me. And then as far as an over/under, I like the under. I don't think the Wizards are going to break 100 points in this game. The Magic's defense isn't a slouch. But even if the Magic win by 15, if the Mavs don't get to 100, or the Wizards don't get to 100 rather, I don't see how we get it over. So give me the under 227.5. I think it's close, but I just don't think they get over this number. As far as a player prop this one, I like Desmond Bane for 22 points. He has been like on fire lately. I feel like he's gone for almost 30 points in every single game lately. So getting him at 22 feels like a great spot to me. I love Desmond Bane. He's kind of the one guy on that team that can just go get his bucket whenever he needs to. Obviously, Banchero can go do that too, but Banchero likes to facilitate. So give me Desmond Bane here, 22 points. I love it. Next, we got the Knicks at the Raptors. This should be another banger of a game. Spread's 2.5. Knicks are favored on the road. Over under set at 224.5. We're going to be on the Knicks in this spot. They've won all 3 matchups so far, or maybe it's all 4 matchups against the Raptors. They played 3 or 4 times. They played 5 times this season. So they've either played 4 and this is the 5th, or they played 3, this is the 4th, and there's 1 more. But anyway, the Knicks have won all 3 of them, and they've won them handily. So I don't expect that to change here. And it didn't matter if it was in New York or in Toronto. So give me the Knicks here minus 2.5. They just seem to have their number. And then all the games, it's either all the games or all but one of the games had stayed under this number, so we're going to be on the under also. 224.5 is the line. So yeah, the under 224.5 and the Knicks minus 2.5. Those are your sides for this game. And then as far as a player prop, I like Josh Hart here for 12 points. He's had over, that's his line, 12 points. He's had over 20 in all 3 games against them. So give me Josh Hart here for 12 points. That feels like a gimme, basically. So we'll see. Inevitably, it'll fail and not come through for us. But that one feels too good to be true. Like that 12 points, and he's been averaging 20 against these guys. Like I went through every game, and he's over 20 points in all of them. I almost just went and took him for 20, which would have been massive plus money. But yeah, I like it for 12 points. That's his line. So that is what I like for that game. Next, we got the Nets at the Heat. 13.5 point spread. Like I said, there's just a bunch of big spreads today. 13.5 points. Over unders 225.5. For this one, the Heat have killed the Nets every time they've played as well, from when I was looking. So give me the Heat here minus 13.5. They are at home. I don't see why they can't handle business here. And then I like the over 225.5. I don't think the Nets stop anybody. Obviously, we know that the Heat play with a lot of pace. So as long as the Nets want, this is like another thing. If the Nets can get to 100 points, I think we get an over. If they don't get to 100, there's still a chance we get an over with how fast the Heat play. But the Heat don't necessarily stop anybody either. It's not like they're this crazy good defensive team. So give me the over here and give me the Heat minus 13.5. And then for a player prop, if he plays, he is a game time decision. Nick Claxton for 12 points. We've taken him at this line a couple times, and he's cashed for us. So I feel like if he does get the run and he does get the play, I think he'll get the 12 points. So give me Nick Claxton for 12 points. That is that's a line we like. We've been betting that a lot over here on the channel. Next game, we got the Spurs taking on the Sixers. 7.5 is the spread. Over under set at 232.5. I like the over in this spot. If you look at the Sixers, their last couple games, they've covered this number in 4 of 5 for their last 5. And then the Spurs obviously they've played in a bunch of crazy games, so they don't always hit this number, but they are able to score points. They've been scoring. We're taking their team total over 118.5 for a while because they just kept getting to 120. So if we expect them to get to 120 and they're going to win this thing by 8, which is what the book says, then I don't see why we're not knocking on the door over. Give me the Spurs here minus 7.5. Sixers don't have Embiid again. The rest of the team is fairly healthy. I mean, you got Maxey, you got Oubre. I think Paul George is still out on that suspension. But you got a healthy Spurs team, and the Spurs team is no joke. So give me the Spurs here minus 7.5. It feels like a great spot. And yeah, we like the Spurs on this channel. Obviously, they're a great team, and the Sixers just without Embiid, I don't see how they get the job done. So as far as the player prop, I like this one. De'Aaron Fox for 15 plus points. That feels like a good spot. His line is 15, and he normally gets 16, 17. So feels like a little bit of value. I wanted to get Stephon Castle for 15, but his line's 17. So give me Fox for 15 instead. That's a good one. And then I also like playing De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle for their assists, but it used to be 6. They moved it to 7. The book did, so I don't like it at 7 as much. It's less likely than the 6 was because they were hitting 6 like every game. Next game, we got the Thunder taking on the Bulls. This one's an interesting one. Over under set at 227.5. Thunder are 10.5 point favorites on the road. No Shea in this one. No J-Dub still. Caruso, I believe, is playing. Hartenstein is a game time decision. So just a bunch of injuries for the Thunder side. Bulls are fairly healthy. Giddey's playing, obviously. So we're going to be on the Thunder here, minus 10.5. I know, even without Shea, I just think they're better coached, man. There's something about this Thunder team. Obviously, they're the reigning champs, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, I mean, even without Shea and without J-Dub and without Hartenstein, potentially, I just think they're too well coached. They play too well, and I don't know if these Bulls can really stop anybody. So I like the over 227.5 here, too. I think this one's a little sketchier, but the Bulls, they let people score also. So if you assume they're going to let them score, Thunder are going to get up to 120, 130. The Bulls just need to do some work, and basically, like I said with those other 2 games, just kind of break 100, and I think we'll get there. Also, for a player prop in this one, I like Josh Giddey for 16 points. I was going to take him for assists. They had his line set at 6 for a long time. He's been averaging almost 8. Now they've got his line set to 8. So I almost took him for 8, but I was like, Nah, I like it for 16 points. So give me 16 points for Giddey. And yeah, we're on the Thunder minus 10.5 on the road, and then the over 227.5. Feels like a good spot. Next, we got the Grizz at the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have won every matchup against these guys and have won pretty handily. So I think so. I think that was this one. Let me just double check real quick, because there was one of these where they'd swept or there was a back and forth. Okay, this one's had a little back and forth to it. The Memphis one won back in December. The Minnesota handled business at home in the other one, and then they lost again. So anyway, it's 2-1 in favor of Memphis, which is kind of crazy. But Memphis is all hurt and banged up. T-Wolves are fully healthy. No one's even injured. So give me the T-Wolves here minus 13.5 at home. Yeah. Over under set at 237.5. I like the over in this spot. I don't think the Grizz are stopping anybody. And the last time these guys played in Minnesota, this thing went over, what was it, 250, I think was the final total. Let me just double check since I had it up. 245 was the total. So this is 237, so it's 8 points lower than that. Give me the over 237.5. I guess it's 7 points lower. And then give me the T-Wolves minus 13.5. I feel like they're going to be able to handle business for us. And then as a player prop, I like Julius Randle for 20 plus points. Obviously, I like Ant a lot, but his line's always so inflated, whereas with Randle, you kind of get a more true line. He's averaging 21, 22 points a game, and his line's set at 20, so it feels like a great spot. Last two games we got for you guys here. We got the Pelicans at the Lakers. With the Pelicans at the Lakers, 8.5 is the spread. Lakers are favored at home. Over under is 239.5. This one, we're all over the Lakers. Minus 8.5. This is the one I was thinking of when I was thinking of that other Grizz T-Wolves one. Lakers have swept them all season, and I believe they covered this number in all 3 of those games, or all 4, whichever it was. Over under set at 239.5. I like the under in this spot. The Pelicans will be able to score some points, I think, on the Lakers, because the Lakers they don't always play the greatest defense, but I was looking through their last 5, and the Lakers, I think they got over this number once, and I think the Pelicans didn't get over this at all. So, yeah, give me the under 239.5. It's just a ton of points, so that's why I like the under. And then, like I said, the Lakers have swept them this whole time, so I don't see why that would change now. So give me minus 8.5 with the Lakers. As far as a player prop, I like Trey Murphy here for 22 points. He's been absolutely balling. He played in 2 of the 3 games against these guys, so he missed 1 with an injury. In both those games, he had high 30s in points. So 22 as his line feels like a great spot. For whatever reason, Trey Murphy just knows how to come out and show out against the Lakers. So give me Trey Murphy for 22 points. And then that brings us to our final game of the day. We have the Suns taking on the Kings. Spread is 10.5. Over under is set at 223.5. I like the over in this spot. The Kings don't stop anybody. We've been playing a lot of the Kings overs as of late. They have been cashing for us. And then as far as a side, we're going to be on the Suns here minus 10.5. The Kings, you just can't. They're one of the worst teams in this league right now, which sucks because like last year I really liked the Kings. I liked Levine and DeRozan. I thought that was a fun deal. Then you add in Westbrook. I wanted to like the Kings this year, and I really wanted to root for the Kings, but unfortunately they are not a team that really wins a lot, let alone covers. So give me the Suns here. Also, you got Devin Booker back. Everybody else besides Dylan Brooks basically is healthy. And they have a 5-day rest advantage. I mean, they haven't played since the 26th of February, so you get the 27th, 28th, the 1st, and the 2nd. They have 4 days off to just chill and rest. And then you get Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Colin Gillespie, I forget that other dude's name. But anyway, the kid from Duke from years and years ago, he used to trip people. I can't remember his name for some reason. Yeah, so that's what I like. I like the Suns here minus 10.5. And then I like that over 223.5. As far as a player prop, I like Devin Booker here for 6 assists. He's been doing it. I looked through the 3 games against these guys that they've played. He did it in 1 game. He got over this number. The other he had 5 and he had 3. So the 3 not great. The 5 he's knocking on the door. But I think he can get 6 assists. And also that was without playing with Jalen Green. So if you think Jalen Green's going to slowly get more and more involved in the offense here, I think Booker can dish him the ball, get a couple easy dunks, something like that. So yeah, Booker 6 assists. That's his average on the season too. So feels like a good spot. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys. That is the end of the video. That was all 10. Keep your eyes peeled for the lock of the day. I'll have that out later today. We're going to be going for number 7 in a row if we can pull it off, which would be awesome. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.